Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to Best Map. Wait, what? Yes, Best Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Yes, I'm testing the analytics this week. I figured I've been doing this show a long time. I wonder what would happen if I gave the show a more searchable name. So for this week, Best Map. If it works, we'll stick with it. If it doesn't, we will switch back. Also made a few format changes to the show as well, which you'll pick up very, very quickly. It's the same show, it's just shuffled about a little bit. Right, okay, we've also got something brand new. You may notice the join button at the bottom of the screen there. Yes, I now have YouTube membership set up, and there are a number of different rewards and tiers down there, including a couple of new shows, including 90-minute map attack, which is the kind of new 60-minute map fix, only less controversial. Yeah, if you're interested in seeing more about that, click the join button and it will give you all the info. Right, okay, but we do also have a map review today. It's a pretty slick one. I think you're gonna enjoy it. So settle down, put your feet up and get ready with that like button. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Gillespie Strait by Simblas. Now, we have done Simblas 5 times in the past. I'll tell you more about those maps when we get down to ground level. We've got a start square that looks like that. Plenty of buildable space, waterfront, rail and road. No intersection. We'll talk about that when we get down to the start square. Terrain heights, it's a pretty flat map. Pretty flat, some gentle undulation, very believable, very nice. Resources, ooh, look at that. Yeah, none in the start square, but plenty of room to expand out into. And then, of course, if you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, there's your fishing map right there. Off to the workshop, what do we need? Well, there's no DLC required today, which is nice. We'll be using, amongst other things, network extensions too. The autumn theme, the Arrow Overcast LUT, the Fall Tree, and the Autumn Order Tree Pack as well. Now, the shipping routes. We're starting with the shipping routes and the water flow, just for a bit of a change. Liking the little split off down there. It loops around. If you want to do your harbour in that area, it would be a natural kind of route for the boats to take. Then we have a couple of big old bridges, and do you know what? The big old bridges are really very neatly done indeed. A good height on them and going right through the middle of the pillars, so all is good there. And we've got a little loop around here as well. It should allow for the shipping to take a sensible route. Apart from, I did have some doing some sharp turnbacks going from one point to the other on that, whether you got the 2 exit points really close to each other. We've got water flow through the start square. If you're looking for water flow in the start square, you'll be quite happy with this map as well. So there you go, shipping and water flow out of the way. Let's get down and have a look at the highways. Right, super slick. It's a really neat map. I'm going to point out there's not much bad stuff with the map, but I do have to point this one out to start off with. Little bit of a terrain split there where the road isn't quite perfectly aligned and it's just breaking away. So there'll be a bit of blue mantle if you pull back far enough at that point. In general, though, the standards on this map are really good. Like here, I'm liking this elevated section here. I'm going to have a minor grumble up here as well. But a minor grumble, yes. Is there anything wrong with it? No. Preferences. I like these little abandoned vehicles. They're always fun. But yes, this bridge is elevated into a cutting. And we've got a little bit of shark's teeth going along on the edge of the cuttings. Now, it kind of gets away with it, sort of, a little bit. But yeah, I do feel that possibly just using the smoothing tool along the edges just to take off some of the harshness of those might just... We're talking about the difference between being really good and exceptionally good, okay? That's what we're talking. Anyway, I did say we would talk about Simblas's previous appearances on the show. We have done them 5 times. Episode 620, 677, 789, 816 and 1051. And most of those have been 11-star maps. One of them was a 10. And we had one which was a 9, but that one was one of those gameplay fail maps where stars were lost because it was basically a broken map. And had it not been broken, and these things are reasonably fixed easily, really, aren't they? Had it not been broken, then that would have been 11 or 12 stars as well. No seal of approvals yet, but today's map is going to be in that ballpark because actually it's really very nice indeed. I know I've done quite a lot of grumbling so far about it, pointing out splits in the highway where there's a little bit of blue mantle, but it was just a tiny split, wasn't it? And a little bit of shark's teeth. Well, we're not really going to spot them really anywhere else on the map either. I mean, a hint here and there, but really not that bad at all. What we got going on down here, we've got lane mathematics, 3 lanes into 3, and a really lovely intersection. I'm liking it. I'm just loving the work. I think Simblas has really come on leaps and bounds with their work, you know. Gonna have a minor grumble here. I do like this rail cutting. The rail cutting's amazing. But again, we have an elevated at ground level highway ramp there, which is causing a little bit of terrain split. And again, possible tiny hint of roads splitting away from the ground mesh there as well. And here, this is probably the worst part for what we would call shark's teeth. It's very sharp going on here. I'd like to see that just a little dab of the smoothing tool just to take the edge off, or hide it with a little bit of foliage. That's another option. I mean, these are just little things that can take a map to the next level. It's genuinely, though, a really nice map, no matter how much I moan. This is your start square. We don't actually have a start square, an intersection there at all. And if you're playing this game vanilla, you're going to have trouble getting one in there because you're going to need anarchy to be able to attach. No matter what you do, you're going to need it. So if you're a vanilla player, you're probably best steering away from the map. Having said that, the map doesn't really feel like a vanilla play map. It is a very nice map, and I just have a look under here, just checking for foliage underneath the... No, it seems all pretty good there. I thought there might have been some trees tucked under there, but there weren't. Big old bridge. Let's skip over the big old bridge. I'm bouncing around because the the underwater ground isn't exactly the flattest, and it's really hard to keep the camera steady when you're in that situation. Down here, I really quite like this little river on the left-hand side as well. It does feel like just like a drainage river. The spawn point down here, do you know what? I'm actually buy into that in that kind of area. And again, up here, I know we're deep in the fog anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. And the fact that it's sort of like a little bit minimalistic out on the edge of the map as well, where it just like the map just fades away from you a little bit. But again, it's the fog, which I've got switched off, but it's the fog, so I'm all good with that. I'm all really good with that. The rail is slick, and we've got some very nice bits coming up as well. If you're a fan of slick rail, you're gonna really love this map. Yeah, let's follow it round. We've got bridge. So the first bridge is probably the most boring of all the bridges. It's not perfectly flat. There's a little bit of an arc to it, but a believable one for what would be a rail line. We've got the split in the rail here. Now, this is very slickly done, but it's too slickly done. We've got some catenary chaos going on here with the pillars actually in the middle of the rail line itself. But I personally, as always, would have the catenary switched off. Yeah, modding. Gotta love modding. Yeah, that's what I would do. It's not going to break your game, these catenaries, at all. Let me just show you this underneath here. There we go. So yeah, I mean, that's what I would do. I'm loving the rail over road here, and you know what? It transitions into rail under road here, not over. You probably noticed that. Oh, hang on, we got a tree having a paddle. Yes, it's got his trunks on. You knew that was coming. We really do need to set up a BonBonB bingo, don't we? I know Biffa's doing a Biffa bingo, but we should do a BonBonB bingo. Anyway, down here, if we come down to ground level, just to check for pillars in the line, and there are none. Look at how slick this is. Loving this work. This is really very lovely work indeed. And this rail cutting, it's just sublime. Absolutely love that one. Really great work. The The rail line's running parallel, and I love the way that these portals, the catenary portals, are perfectly aligned all the way up as well. Just makes the map look clean and crisp and tidy. It could easily get very, very muddled. Like here we've got another junction. And again, we've got a little bit of catenary chaos going on there. Easy for me to say. So yeah, I don't know what that line would be. Maybe a branch off for a local line, maybe. Yeah, it just looks good to me. Oh, and now this blew me away. Okay, I was very confused by not this bit, then possibly the next line. Where are we exactly? It's over here, I do believe. We're going to see an optical delusion, hopefully, a bit later on. We've got. I'm liking this. We're liking this. It's on across a roundabout. I would normally mark that down, but I think that looks very believable. And so I'm giving credit for that. I'm totally buying into that level crossing actually across the edge of the roundabout, and the dirt track there, and we are heading off towards the edge of the map that way. And oh, hang on, what's going on? We've got some stop-start traffic going on here. Now, yeah, a little bit of terrain glitch through the highway there as well. That would be fairly easy to fix with the Move It tool, just to separate it up. But we're getting a little bit of traffic. We're way back away from the start square. I don't think this is going to affect gameplay at all. But we were looking at the rail. Sorry, I got distracted there. Again, me distracted. Again, we've got a little bit of terrain glitching going on with the rail here. Again, it's not going to affect gameplay. It's well away from the start square. It's even just edging into the fog as well. But it is noticeable, so I do kind of point that one out. Bearing off with the rail over here. Yeah, I got an optical illusion somewhere on this map with the rail. We'll try and look for that one a bit later on, possibly on the second half of the show. Or unless it's up this way. Well, I'm looking around for it. Oh, now this bridge. I don't know about this bridge. It just doesn't feel right to me. Yeah, we've got an embankment up there. Then we've got elevated across to there. This side of the bridge, yes. I kind of buy into that because that's natural curvature of the land. But that side, I just don't know. It just doesn't feel real. If it's a realistic map, and this is probably taken from a real life location, and we'll now get pictures sent by Simblas of the actual bridge looking exactly like that. But as it is, it's not something that I buy into. Anyway, we are now heading off towards the edge of the map, which means we'll take an intermission and come back for a look around at the rest of the map.
Are you baffled by how YouTubers put detailing on their assets? Are you frightened that something called anarchy would break your game? Then you need the BonBonB's Beginner Guide to Anarchy. Click the information button now.
And so back to the map, and it's a really lovely shape. I mean, loving the water lines on this one. You're going to be able to do any variety of cities on this map. Like down here, we've got a great water's edge. Just check for the detailing on down here. Do you know what? I could buy into that one. It's not perfect for mooring your boat, but it might be okay for fishing. And then we've got the dirt tracks. The dirt tracks again feel believable. They've not been overly done. There's always a concern that people might go a little bit overboard with dirt tracks, try and make it too complicated. I think it's been very subtly done. This bridge looks believable. I'm happy with that. Not sure what this little track here does. It doesn't really feel like it's an observation point or a fishing point. I'm not really sure about that one. And then again, another one of these little dirt track bridges there. Again, I could buy into that one as well, so I'm okay with that one. Moving on and through the map, the dirt tracks, I think they just break up this area quite neatly, and I think credit for them where it's due. The quarry, I think one or the other here. It either needs a little bit more work doing to it to make it a little bit more realistic, or not bothering with it at all. It's a nice little nod to a quarry, and I do like the shape of it, but I'm not sure that I'm really that excited about it, to be honest with you. Again, a little nod to the area, but nothing more than that. Got some really interesting waterscape along here as well, including some really shallow water down here as well, where it could be detailed as marshy areas. It doesn't need to be detailed by the map. It's just enough there to suspend your disbelief in an area, yeah? We've got everybody's favourite factory. Of course we've got everybody's favourite factory. It feels like a map that needs it somewhere. Then we've got some great marshy, watery areas over there as well. Loving this bridge. Absolutely loving the big old bridge. Let me come in from this angle. We've got, it's a little embankment area. It does feel like it needs to be, because it does look like a potentially flood-prone area. Then we have got the double-tier bridge. It's vanilla, and it's been done spectacularly in terms of quality. It just feels absolutely spot on. Simblas has spent a lot of time on this, and you know what? It's absolutely paid off. And then it splits back over here to go side by side over that stretch, which is all good. Let me just come down. This worried me for a bit, but I've actually looked at the traffic a little bit down here. This overhang looks low. The thing is, it just looks low. If you have a look at that truck there, it's gone under that pillar really easy. So we're quite low. Whoa, traffic! But yeah, if you look there, it gets close. It looks close, but do you know what? I think that overhang is okay. I really expected to be marking the map down on that, you know. That was going to be my bugbear on the map, but I'm actually okay with it. But yeah, truly believable landscape going on around here as well. And then what's going on elsewhere on the map? We've got, I mean, just a beautiful shape. I'm loving the shape of the river along there. So you've got the strait, and then you've got the river slightly inland. It's just breaking up the map beautifully. We've got these little rivers here. Now, these little rivers are, I think the stop-start is start of map waterflow, possibly. I did leave it running a little while. I think what we might have to do is we might have to leave it running again in a moment, just to see if that will sort itself out. But it is... that was going on up here. I'm just looking for what might be the cause. We've got a bit of a stop on there. I think this might just be... I'm not seeing a repeating pattern. I believe it might be start of map waterflow. So what we will do is we will settle the camera, and we'll put the game up to high speed, and I'll use a little bit of the magic of editing to have the game running at super speed, which will hopefully settle the water down. Yeah, I'm seeing the water moving down the stream there. That little hollow is gone. Doesn't seem to be replaced. And if we come back down, this looks much better. We've got no problems there. Following it down. It's not completely washed through. I do know that. Oh, we do have some drowned trees. Some more trees in their trunks, of course. So a few more drowned trees there. And yeah, that's the hollow that we expected to see a lot further downstream. So I think that is just start of map waterflow issue. We're not going to be marking the map down on it. I'm a bit disappointed I didn't find that optical delusion again. That was I'll have to have another look, and maybe we'll include it in a later show, which it's I don't know, it's where was it? Oh, I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's do an asset review instead. Let's not worry about what I found and what I didn't find. It's the Galileo, a Galilei Planetarium, Buenos Aires by LealMafor Gaming. This looks great. This has a true vibe of like the 1960s, maybe early 1970s build. And this is where, again, where somebody's going to say, no, that was built in the 1950s. Okay, I'll believe you. But that's certainly the vibe that I get. And I love the shape of it. It's amazing. And shall we do a factoid? Because factoids, while we're here, probably. A green fly, born on a Sunday, can become a grandparent by the following Wednesday. Green fly families. Got to love the green fly families, haven't we? Hey? What's the next one going to be? Something about Rhode Island. If you're in the United States and want a Rhode Island factoid, there'll be one coming along this week. Probably not tomorrow, though. Probably not. Galilei Planetarium Buenos Aires by LealMafor Gaming. That is beautiful. You know what else is beautiful? You are. And why are you beautiful? Because you're going to head over to the voting page. and you're going to have a vote on the map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We'll use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button in the top right corner of your screen now. It will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free. Right, okay, let's set this camera down and I'll let you know what I think of today's map. Aesthetically, I like it. I like the overall design of it. I think it's been pretty well executed. Yes, it's another one of these autumn maps. Got a lot of autumn maps going about at the moment. It's a little bit dark for my taste, the LUTs. I have pumped up the lights, especially for YouTube. On the standard settings, it's really quite dark. But all told, I still think it's a solid 4 stars. 4 stars it is. Detailing, on the whole, pretty good, actually. I got a few minor grumbles here and there, nothing specifically bad though, and I think I can go for a medium low 4. It's still good, still very, very good. Gameplay potential, I was going to go 5 stars, but I don't feel I can justify the 5th star with that little bit of stop-start traffic way out on the edge of the map. It just feels wrong giving it 5 stars, seeing that. So I'm going to go for a super high 4 stars. So Gillespie Strait by Simblas, that is a very lovely map, and yes, it does get the BonBonB seal of approval. Of course it does. That is a well, if you're a modder, of course. Going back to the caveats on the 5th star, yes, it's not really a vanilla player's map. If you're a vanilla player, that is not a 5-star map because it'd be unplayable. But I would say, yeah, if you're a modded player, go for it. You'll love it. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. Use the word for the day into the comments as part of the 20 and out elite, and you too will be rewarded with 100 population points. I'll see you tomorrow.